Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to do the next video of our geography series. जो हमारी geography series चल रही है उसमें हम लोग next video आज उसका करने वाले हैं. And we all know that through this geography series we are going to discuss all the important facts and concepts of geography, which will be very helpful for your examinations. So let's start the video. तो आज जो हम लोग करने वाले हैं इंडियन क्लाइमेट. ओके. सो हालांकि थोड़ी ये बड़ी वीडियो होगी और इसके लिए मैंने इसे दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर दिया. तो वीडियो विल बी डिवाइडेड इन टू पार्ट, द पार्ट वन एंड पार्ट टू. तो वो मैं बता दूंगा कि पार्ट वन में क्या क्या डिस्कस करने वाले हैं हम लोग और पार्ट टू में क्या क्या डिस्कस करेंगे. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द इंडियन क्लाइमेट. So the Indian climate is generally divided into four parts. Number one is the cold weather season. Cold weather season. Number second is the hot weather season. तो जो ये कोल्ड वेदर और हॉट वेदर सीजन है, दिस वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस टुडे ओनली. तो कोल्ड वेदर सीजन और हॉट वेदर सीजन को आज हम लोग डिस्कस कर लेंगे. वहीं द नंबर थ्री इज मानसून सीजन. एंड नंबर फोर इज रिट्रेटिंग मानसून. रिट्रेटिंग मानसून. तो मानसून सीजन एंड रिट्रीटिंग मानसून विल बी डिस्कस्ड इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो, दैट इज पार्ट टू. इसको हम लोग पार्ट टू में करेंगे. में और आज जो हम लोग करने वाले हैं दैट इज कोल्ड वेदर सीजन एंड कोल्ड वेदर सीजन एंड हॉट वेदर सीजन. तो सबसे पहले कोल्ड वेदर सीजन की क्या इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें इसमें डिस्कस करेंगे, देख लेते हैं. तो कोल्ड वेदर सीजन कब से कब रहता है, दैट इज फ्रॉम दिसंबर टू फरवरी. और यहाँ पे देखो तीन चीजें काफी डोमिनेंट होती है जिसको हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. फर्स्ट वन इज दैट नॉर्थ इंडिया बिकम्स एक्सट्रीमली कोल्ड. नॉर्थ इंडिया बिकम्स extremely cold. Then we will also discuss your western disturbances. Western disturbances, and lastly we will discuss northeastern monsoons, which happen during these months only in the southern states. तो इन तीनों चीज को हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. कोल्ड वेदर सीजन विच आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इन हॉट वेदर सीजन, ऑल्दो वी विल डिस्कस द हॉट वेदर सीजन, three things which we will discuss in detail is the winds. The winds that blow during this season. First one is the Loo. Second one is the nor'westers. And third one is the coffee blossoms. In some states it is also known as mango showers. Mango. Although we will discuss monsoon season and reiterating monsoon season tomorrow, but we will see what things we will discuss. In monsoon seasons, for Indian monsoon, we have different theories, so we will discuss very detail in this. The hot weather season, it is for months of March to May. मार्च से मई तक का जो टाइम होता है दैट इज हॉट वेदर सीजन इन इंडिया. मॉनसून सीजन इज फ्रॉम जून टू सितंबर. दिस इज द टाइम ऑफ मॉनसून इन इंडिया. अब इसमें देखो there are three important theories. The first one is the classical theory. Second one is the air mass theory. And the third one is the jet stream theory. So we will discuss these three. And in retreating monsoon, that is from October to November, one major thing which we will discuss here, that is October heat. And this we will discuss tomorrow. And one note I must let you know that cyclones never occur during monsoons. Cyclones, they occur before or after monsoon. Occur before आफ्टर मानसून. तो कीप दिस इन माइंड. जो साइक्लोन्स होते हैं जनरली वो मानसून के बाद या मानसून के पहले ही होते हैं. मानसून जब चल रहा हो उस टाइम नहीं होते हैं. सो यू शुड कीप दिस इन माइंड एज अ नोट, बिकॉज की क्वेश्चन में ये पूछा जा सकता है. और ये कॉन्सेप्ट वगैरह जब हम लोग साइक्लोन्स पढ़ेंगे तो डिटेल में देखेंगे, बट अभी आप इसको नोट करके रख लेना. सो monsoon season and reiterating monsoon season will be discussed tomorrow. Today we will discuss cold weather season and hot weather season. That is the part one of Indian climate. So let's start discussing the cold weather season. Cold weather season को हम लोग शुरू करते हैं. नंबर वन, cold weather season. So the first point which we will discuss is that North India becomes extremely cold. India becomes extremely cold, and it is due to continentality. कंटिनेंट कंटिनेंटलिटी, दैट इज कि कंटिनेंट के ये बीच में है. अगर आप देखो इंडियन सब कंटिनेंट को, तो यू विल सी दैट नॉर्थ इंडिया इज फार अवे फ्रॉम द सी सोर्स. तो वहां पे क्या हो रहा है, ये कंटिनेंटलिटी का इफेक्ट आपको देखने को मिलेगा, क्योंकि जो नियर द सीज यू विल फाइंड सी ब्रिजेस, लैंड ब्रिजेस गेट एक्सचेंज, तो वहाँ मॉडरेट क्लाइमेट देखने को मिलता है. बट क्योंकि ये कंटिनेंट के थोड़ा डीप में है, तो ईयर यू विल सी द फैक्टर ऑफ कंटिनेंटलिटी, that is negligible ocean moderating influence. So this is the first reason, negligible ocean moderating effect. Why? Because it is in the extremes of continent, it is in the deep in the continent. Now that is why you will see here continentality. Next we have, you will face snowfall in the Himalayas. So that also leads to cold weather season in North Indians, extreme cold. Second, next you will see the incoming of cold winds, and these cold winds come from Turkmenistan and Caspian Sea. Comes from Turkmenistan and Caspian Sea. Do keep making notes. As I always say whenever I teach geography, that notes को बनाते रहो, because those notes will be helpful to you while revising. That is why I am writing everything in detail, so that it is easier for you to make notes and keep revising your notes. Okay, that will be very helpful to you. And I am telling again and again, because with regular revisions the facts will be more will come to your mind more, and whenever you will see questions you will able to answer that nicely. So this was about North India becomes extremely cold. Now the second part which we will discuss in cold weather season is western disturbances, which are also known as Mediterranean disturbances. Western slash Mediterranean disturbances. So what happens? Let's see by drawing a diagram. This is just a rough diagram, so please do not confuse. So this is here Mediterranean Sea. यहाँ पे क्या है हमारा, ये मेडिटेरियन सी है, मेडिटेरेनियन सी. This is Mediterranean Sea. And what happens, you will see westerlies coming from this direction. These are westerlies. And during this time, we all know that what is the feature of Mediterranean region, that there is rainfall in the winters. Okay, keep it in mind. So you will see the formation of temperate cyclones in this region. Temperate cyclones. This is the Persian Gulf. and these temperate cyclones under the influence of westerlies move into this way, यहाँ ऐसे move करते हैं, and this brings rainfall to the northern parts of India, और इस वजह से यहाँ rainfall होता है। पर्सियन गल्फ क्या करता है, and this here you will see this region is the this lower region is the Persian Gulf, okay, this region, and this region is Caspian Sea, Caspian Sea. So this Persian Gulf and Caspian Sea provide moisture to western disturbances. Provide moisture to western disturbances. ठीक है, तो इससे क्या होता है कि इंडिया के इन रीजन्स में आप देखोगे यू विल फाइंड रेनफॉल, ठीक है, दैट इज ड्यू टू दिस वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस ओनली। यहाँ पे मेडिटेरियन सी में टेम्परेट साइक्लोन्स फॉर्म होते हैं, वेस्टर्लीज के इम्पैक्ट में वो आगे बढ़ते हैं, फिर कैस्पियन सी से और पर्शियन गल्फ से वो मॉइस्चर ले लेते हैं, और मॉइस्चर लेने के बाद वो इंडियन के इंडिया इन दिस पार्ट्स ऑफ द नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया है, वहाँ पे आपको रेनफॉल देखने को मिलेगी। चलिए एक मैप बना के भी देख लेते हैं, इन विच एरियाज डू यू फाइंड द रेन्स ड्यू टू वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस। Just a rough diagram, don't take it seriously. Sketch of India, और देखो कहाँ कहाँ पे उसका दिखने को मिलेगा। So this region you will find around 10 centimeter of rainfall. This is centimeter, okay, 10 centimeter. Moving a little bit, this region you will find 8 centimeter of rainfall. In these regions you will find around 6 centimeters of rainfall. This region also 6 centimeters, and in this regions around 5 centimeters. So this is how rainfall is distributed due to western disturbances in Indian continent, Indian landmass or Indian subcontinent, whatever you want to say. And this rainfall, this is the rainfall distribution due to western disturbances. And this rainfall is very helpful for our rabi crops because this comes in the winter months. So the rabi crops such as wheat, which are planted in these regions, especially in this Punjab, Haryana region, they are they get very much help due to this rainfall due to western disturbances. So this was about the western disturbances. Now move to let's move to the third point. I hope you understand these things. Third point, that is, I am keeping the map here. Northeastern monsoons. Northeastern monsoons. So let's see what happens. So these are the northeastern trade winds coming. These are you can see these are coming from northeastern side. These are the northeastern trade winds. So what happens? These trade winds take moisture here in this region, Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal region में यहाँ पे क्या होता है? They take up the moisture. And this led to rainfall in this region. Rainfall to Coromandel coast. Fall to Coromandel coast mountains complex. So in some states you will see this rainfall such as Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra, and some parts of Andhra. So this is what northeastern monsoons do, and this also happens during the winter times because these northeastern trade winds take up the moisture in the Bay of Bengal, and there is some amount of rainfall in these regions. Okay, in these regions, and this is why you will find a kind of Mediterranean type of climate in this region. What is the unique feature of Mediterranean type of climate? That is rainfall in the winter season. So whenever there is a question in which of the states you can find some resemblance to the Mediterranean type of climate, and the options are Tamil Nadu, UP, Bihar, Gujarat. You will always mark Tamil Nadu because due to northeastern trade winds, there is rainfall in the winter seasons in these states, that is Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, and some parts of Andhra. So this was about cold weather season. Now let's move to the second part, that is hot weather season. Hot weather season. So we'll complete the video by discussing it. So we all know that air current plus moisture is known as conventional current. Conventional current. So in short, I will write this conventional current in CC. So do understand it. Okay. So here, first of all, we need to understand the concept of high pressure and low pressure. So what happens in low pressure? There is convergence of wind. The wind generally flows from the high pressure to low pressure. So in low pressure, there is convergence of wind, and in high pressure, this is high pressure, there is divergence of wind because the wind blows from high pressure to low pressure. Here you will find divergence of winds. One more thing I must let you understand here is that is what happens. Let's see. This is our. I hope you understand this. The high pressure and low pressure concept. In high pressure there is divergence of wind, and in low pressure there is convergence of wind. This is our tropopause, and this I am writing here. This I am telling you because a lot of times the question has been asked. So whenever there is a trough in the jet streams, this is the jet stream, and this is the trough position. We all know that when wave goes down, those that is known as trough. So whenever there is a trough in jet stream, there will be high pressure in the land, and whenever there will be crest in the jet stream, this position is the crest. There will be low pressure in the ground or on the surface, to keep it in mind. Because of trough, the air mass gets pushed down and creates high pressure here, and due to the crest, there is more space for the air masses because the wind has given some space here. You can see it is going up, so there is low pressure in the surface. So please do keep in mind, due to trough position there is high pressure, due to crest position there is low pressure. A lot of times question have been asked through by this, and many times students get confused. That is why I am letting you know this. I hope you understand this. Now just understand this diagram. This is surface, this is high pressure in the surface, and this is low pressure in the surface. Okay, so winds will blow from high pressure to low pressure. Okay. Then from low pressure there will be conventional currents rising up. These are the conventional currents. These conventional currents will create some clouds, and at tropopause, this is the tropopause, and at tropopause you will find here high pressure situation. Okay, this is tropopause, you will find high pressure. Okay, and again from the winds will blow from high pressure to low pressure. High pressure to low pressure, this is the direction of wind. Okay, and here the winds will then subside. ठीक है, wind कहाँ की नीचे आएगी. ठीक है, low pressure winds will subside towards high pressure systems, and then the winds will blow from high pressure to low pressure. So this is something you should know this diagram. Keep this diagram in mind. The winds will flow from high pressure to low pressure, then it will rise up as conventional currents. It will form clouds, but at tropopause it will form high pressure, and then again in tropopause the winds will flow from high pressure to low pressure, and then you will see that at low pressure the winds will, after a certain time the winds get subsidized, and at the land there is high pressure, and then again winds will flow from low pressure to high pressure. So this is the movement of winds kind of. Okay, so So this is the surface. Okay. At surface, low pressure can be found at equator regions. Okay. Here you will find high temperature. Temperature is high. Always keep in mind, areas with very high temperature will always have low pressure. Okay. Whenever we will read monsoon only, you will see that during the summers, the North Indian gets heated up. So that creates a low pressure. That is why the monsoon winds get attracted towards the northern India, towards Indian landmass. So whenever there is low pressure, the temperature will be high. They will form cyclonic conditions. That is cloudy sky, rainfall, and these things are the symbol of atmospheric instability. Atmospheric instability. I hope you are understanding this. Here you will see high pressure. High pressure we will generally found at poles. Okay, because the temperature is low there. So whenever there will be low temperature, there will be high pressure. Keep this in mind. And this will form anticyclonic conditions. That is clear sky. And whenever there is clear sky, that leads to atmospheric stability. So this was the concept of high pressure and low pressure. I hope you understand this because this will be helpful in your next topics also. So keep this in mind. Now let's move to the first part which we want to discuss in the hot weather season, that is the loo. You can see here what things we will discuss in the hot weather season: loo, nor'westers, and coffee blossoms or mango showers. So first of all, we will discuss about loo. So what happens? The ITCZ, that is intertropical convergence zone. It is an imaginary line which it is a situation of low pressure. Always keep it in mind. Wherever ITCZ is there, that means there is low pressure situations are being found. So ITCZ starts going to north hemisphere. Starts going to north hemisphere. NS, that is north hemisphere. Hence higher temperature in north hemisphere. We all know that every time low pressure is related to higher temperature. Higher temperature in north hemisphere. So what happens then? The landmass gets heated up faster. The landmass gets heated up faster, and western part gets except and western part gets excessively heated up. Why? Because already arid climate is present in western parts. We have deserts in western parts. So with this ITCZ coming through that area, it gets excessively heated up. Because why it gets excessively heated? Because there is arid climate present. Arid climate present, that is, I'm just discussing in detail it here, that is presence of deserts, no vegetation, no water, sands get picked up, sands gets picked up, and this leads to intense sandstorm. Sandstorm, that is instability. And you can also correlate with this. Due to excessive heat, this region is found with arid climates, that is presence of deserts, no vegetation. So both the things are interlinked. Due to presence of deserts, there is excessive heat, and due to the excessive heat, there is presence of deserts. No water, sands gets heat picked up, and these intense thunderstorms which is created is known as, these intense thunderstorms are known as loo. We will also discuss with the help of a diagram how loo moves. Just I'm making a rough diagram. Let's see. Now let's understand the things. So here you will find intense sandstorms in this region. Intense sandstorm. And this move towards this region. Okay. This is what Lu is. Lu. West to, the movement of Lu is to west to east. Because at land is tilted, as landmass is tilted towards east. Landmass is tilted. And east is at lower end. So that is why Lu's direction is from west to east, because the landmass is tilted and east is lower as compared to western parts. You will see the direction of Lu. Lu direction. First of all, it will start from Rajasthan, then move to Delhi, then it will move to UP, then it will move to Bihar, etc. And in Bihar, Lus are also known as, in UP, Bihar, the Lus are also known as Andhis. So Andhis, Andha. From the word Andha comes from Andhis, because they make you blind due to sand. Blind due to presence of sand in the air. So I hope you understand why they are known as Andhis. Andhis, that is Andha kar dega. Now we will continue here. This Lu, continuing the Lu only. This Lu in eastern India, that is regions of Jharkhand, UP, Assam, Odisha. So this Lu in the eastern India picks up some water, picks up some moisture, water, or you can say moisture, picks up the moisture, and these Lu turns into thunderstorms. Due to the picking of the moisture, Lu turns into thunderstorms, and these are known as nor'westers. This is what I need to explain here. That is nor'westers. That is the second part of the question. So I hope you understand what nor'westers are. So these nor'westers are also known as Kal Baisakhi in West Bengal, Baisakhi in West Bengal, and Bardoli Churha in Assam. So this was Norway. This was about nor'westers. Okay, I hope you understand this. So this is low intense sandstorms in the northwestern parts, in desert areas, picks up the sands, move towards the eastern parts. Why moves towards the eastern part? Because the eastern is lower as compared to western side. The low direction is from Rajasthan, Delhi, UP, Bihar. The low in UP, Bihar is also known as Andhis, because they are all said to be make you blind because of the dust present, because of the sand present in the loop. Okay, andha se aaya word andhi. And these loos, when moved to eastern India, picks up moistures due to certain rivers, ponds, other things, other moisture-laden things. So this picks up moisture, and these loos turns into thunderstorms. So when these loos turns into thunderstorms in the eastern India, they are only known as nor'westers. So you understand the nor'westers here only too. And these nor'westers are known as Kal Baisakhi in West Bengal and Bardoli Churha in Assam. Now let's discuss about mango showers or coffee blossom. Mango shower or coffee blossom. So this is the southern part of India. So what happens? This is the Western Ghats. The regions near Western Ghats. So in this region, you will find the pre-monsoon showers. And these pre-monsoon showers are nothing but the conventional rainfall be due to the be due to the western Ghats in this region. This is the conventional rainfall. And these are known as mango showers or coffee blossoms. Coffee blossoms because the coffee plants in the Karnataka region, Kerala region gets sour, and the mango sour because in Maharashtra region there is Maharashtra Goa region the mango charts are there, so they get sour too, which helps in the good cultivation or good harvest of mango. You all know about Ratnagiri mango, Alfonso of Maharashtra, where you can find Alfonso mango in the Ratnagiri of Maharashtra. That is why mango sour and coffee blossoms are important. That is not a big concept. These are the conventional rainfall in this area of Western Ghats. So I hope you understand this. So this was about the cold weather season and the hot weather season. And in the next video, we will discuss the monsoon and the retreating monsoon. That is all for today. Please do like, please do share, and please do subscribe. So it takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on रेगुलर बेसिस पे से वीडियोस को बनाने के लिए काफ़ी हार्ड वर्क लगता है, क्योंकि इतने सारे इन्फॉर्मेशन को कलेक्ट करके उससे मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट को छांट करके आपके लिए प्रेजेंट करता हूँ, मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट को एक जगह एक क्या एक्सट्रैक्ट करके आपके लिए प्रेजेंट करता हूँ. तो अगर आप लाइक करते हो, शेयर करते हो, सब्सक्राइब करते हो तो काफ़ी मोटिवेशन मिलता है हमें कि हम और भी ऐसी वीडियो रेगुलरली आप सबके लिए बना पाए. सो दैट इज ऑल फॉर टुडे. हैव अ नाइस डे. थैंक यू.